Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little interesting. This is going to be a reaction to a small segment of a video that Asmongold did recently about China making some of the transactional stuff and gacha games or whatever illegal. If you want to check out the full video, the context and everything will be down in the description. There's a small segment of this video I wanted to talk about because it seems like a lot of people were very confused, and there's a little bit of a debate going on between the difference between actual gambling and gacha games. And some people seem to believe they're the exact same thing. I fall on the camp of the people who believe that they are very similar. Gacha games and gambling are both forms of gambling, but I tend to believe that gambling itself is a little bit worse than gacha. They're both bad, and I hate them both. They both really, I don't want to say they shouldn't exist, but they should definitely be regulated to a certain degree. Particularly gacha games. Gambling is pretty regulated for the most part. I think they do a relatively decent job regulating gambling to a certain degree. But gacha games are really just it's kind of a free-for-all right now. So let's listen to a bit of this and we'll respond accordingly.
Destructive, and it becomes like that's how things get worse, right? It becomes a cycle, right? Exponential. Yes, it's destructive. Basically, I could think of another word, but that's basically what I'm trying to get at. And so that's why gambling is uniquely bad in a way that gacha games aren't bad, is because gacha games don't have the ability for you to ever make your money back. The fact that you can make your money back with gambling, and the fact that some people can win with gambling, is ironically what makes it really bad.
Okay, so this is a very interesting point that he brought up that his chat seems to be disagreeing with him on. He says that gambling is bad because you can chase your losses, which means you go for the ability to try to get your money back, which makes a lot of sense because when you gamble, the way that the casinos and all these places are set up is they purposely give you or put you into situations where you either win or lose to give you an incentive to keep gambling. And winning and losing can give you that incentive. Both winning and losing. Winning with the hopes of possibly getting more money, lose with the hopes of getting your money back. Chances are you're never going to get your money back, but some people, fall into that trap. And that's why it's so insidious, because there's this concept of, I can do this. I could get my money back, but you're never really supposed to. And it's designed that way. It's predatory by nature. My thought on gacha, and the reason why I think it's not as bad as gambling, even though it is a form of gambling, is you can gamble and leave with nothing. You can put money in and get nothing out. And it happens far more often than the latter. The reason that gacha is not considered as insidious as gambling, in my opinion, is because every single time you put something into a gacha, you are guaranteed to get something back. There is a transaction that is happening that is guaranteed to happen every single time. Typically, there are some games, very few games, mind you, but some games where you'll buy something in a gacha and you'll get nothing. I don't really know of any. I can't think of any off the top of my head where you get literally nothing, absolutely nothing. And I'm not talking about, instead of getting the item you wanted, you got gold, or instead of getting the waifu you wanted, you got a duplicate or something like that. Because in the reality of the situation is, even if you get undesirable things, if you ran a gacha 100 times and 100 times you got something you didn't want, the reality is you still got something. Every time you paid the money, you got a thing. And that was the transaction. And by all rights, it's a consensual transaction. Absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, every time you put something in, you're going to get something back. It may not be what you want, but you will be compensated. And that's how it usually goes. So from my perspective, I generally think that it's not as bad for that reason, because you always get something, even if it's not the something you want. But gambling, you very often get nothing, and sometimes you leave in debt.
Because if everybody lost with gambling, then nobody would do it, and people would be able to control themselves way more, because there's never the promise of winning. Whereas with a gacha game, you'll never make your money back. You spend that money on your digital waifu, you get E6 Ruan Mei in Honkai Star Rail, Furina in Genshin Impact. That's like, you're not going to make any money off of that. You're never going to...
Yeah, exactly. You've gotten the transaction is complete. You paid the money, you got the thing. The thing could be a variety of things. And the thing is often not the thing you wanted to get, but you did get something. And that's the difference for me. That's the major difference for me. They're both bad. I hate them both, and I wish they both didn't exist. Personally, on a personal level. But one is obviously, in my mind, worse than the other. I don't know what be going on with the people in Asmon's chat sometimes, man. I think some of them just be trolling. Some people just like to be contrarian. But I felt like he was pretty clear in this video with his explanations.
Like, you can sell the account, but you're selling it back for pennies on the dollar, and you'll never actually come out ahead. There's never a time that you're going to have a gacha account, spend money on a gacha account, and then make more money than the money that you spent. And that's the reason why gacha isn't as bad as gambling, and it's fundamentally not the same. That being said, it doesn't mean that gacha is good. I just wanted to compare the two things because obviously a lot of people might not understand that. You're chasing satisfaction rather than money. Yeah. I gambled away multiple loans on a house in her addiction whenever I was younger, always chasing the first one. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is it's the ability to chase is what really makes gambling so addictive. Not true. People can sell an account with that rare digital one. People want, if someone's willing to dump 3K onto a chance, and someone else will dump 4K onto a granted chance. No, they don't. I've seen...
Yeah, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true either. I don't believe that I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's very rare that you have some type of game account that you spent X amount of money on through Gacha that you're going to get more money than you put in back. Unless you just got supremely lucky. Let's just say you just downloaded a Gacha game for the first time ever, and you get one of those special super reward bonuses because you just downloaded the game, so you got some extra pulls, and you just so happen to pull whatever the most popular thing is for that week. And right then and there, you're just like, I'm gonna sell this account because I know somebody wants this or whatever. Maybe you can probably make some money off of that. But that requires you to get supremely lucky in the first place. So it's just like, I mean, good luck. You know, and also finding somebody who will buy that account specifically for that one unit. There's a whole bunch of things that is involved with that. I won't say it's impossible. I will say it's extremely unlikely.
A lot of gacha accounts being sold, and usually it's probably 10% to 20% value.
That sounds about right.
Websites that sell these accounts, and I would say, what do y'all think? Probably 10 to 20% value. So like you
10 to 20 sounds about
on
right.
An account, and then you sell the account for $1,000 to $2,000. There's never a promise of making the money back. Play your auctions. Yeah, I can pull up a lot of things that prove you wrong, but I think that anybody who's looked into this knows that I'm right. When it comes to the psychology of gambling, winning doesn't correlate only with money. You win by getting a character, and dopamine hit is just the same as a lottery win. That's why they use this system in gacha games. Well, every single video game that provides you with a reward gives you a dopamine hit. Every single time that people get a like on Twitter, a lot of them get a dopamine hit. To say that dopamine is the fundamental, addictive compound in this, and that's what the problem is so reductive, and it casts such a large net that it would literally apply to anything that gives you a reward.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad point. But yeah, saying it's the sole reason or just like the center of the whole situation, it doesn't really make any sense in that form. But it is a part of it for sure. It's absolutely a part of it, but it's not the driving force, I don't think.
Even in real life situations, like, somebody gives you a compliment, that's dopamine. So I think that the way that you're explaining that is like there's like such a wide net that you're casting that it becomes like you're not catching anything because it's like everything's like this, so who cares? So anyway, yeah, these are the two big problems that I have. Sorry, but you're wrong. Gacha still falls into the definition of gambling. The only reason the law doesn't is because it's ran by a bunch of boomers. Did I say...
Well, I know he's about to say it now, but he literally did not say that it's not gambling. As I said, some of the people in Asmon's chat, they got brain slugs, man. Some of these people are just completely dumb. Either that, or like I said, they're just being contrarian because reasons.
Say that gacha wasn't gambling?
He definitely didn't.
Did I say that? Because if I did, then I didn't mean to.
He did.
And I don't think that I did, number one. Number two, if I did, that was a mistake. Gacha is gambling. It is on the spectrum of gambling, but it is not as far onto the spectrum as actual casino gambling or sports gambling or slots. It is way less. And I would say that it is less than any form of real money gambling. You said it's softcore gambling? Yeah, it's softcore gambling. That's actually a good way to say it.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it is a form of gambling. Like, nobody can deny that it is a form of gambling. You are taking a chance to get something. But the difference is, so like, if you think about casinos, for example, casinos would be a lot more like Gacha, where if, let's just say you pulled the lever on a casino, on a slot machine, and it rolled through, and every time you had a guaranteed chance to win some money. There's the maximum and then there's the minimum, and you always won something in that range. Then it would be a lot more like Gacha, and it would be a little less egregious, in my opinion, because of that fact. Because even though you're not always winning what you want to win, there is still a transaction. You put in, they give out. Every time. It is a constant transaction of give and take. And it's give and take. The casinos, though, gambling is seldom give and take. It is most of the time, 95% of the time, take and take. And then they'll give to you on the off chance to give you, and the giving is a part of the process to help supplement the taking. The giving usually in a casino is to incentivize you to put yourself in a position for them to take more from you. It's not a reward in that sense, unless you're smart enough and have the discipline to leave once you receive it, which most people don't have. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted. That was my 2 cents on it. This video is long as hell. I'm not gonna react to this whole video because I'm just not going to. But if you want to check this video out, you can. If you want to check out the actual video that he's... Wait, was he even reacting to a video? I think he was. There was like an original video, or maybe it was just a post, or like a... I think there was just like a thread or something he was reacting to. I don't think there was actually a video. I'm so used to him reacting to videos. But anyway, yeah, but if you want to join in on the conversation, Asmongold's reaction video or whatever this is, his conversation video about this topic will be in the description if you want to check out the whole video. It's 1 hour and 8 minutes long. I usually listen to everything on double speed because, you know, I don't have that much time on my hands. That's a lie. I have all the time in the world. I just constantly make excuses about not having time because I'm a human being and we do dumb shit sometimes. Anyway, getting off topic. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that gambling is exactly the same as Gacha? Do you think they are just as bad, or do you think one is worse than the other? Please explain your reasoning down below, and I will tell you either why you're correct or why you're wrong. Why do I say shit like this, man? What is wrong with me? Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm getting the fuck out of here before I get myself in trouble.